The night is cold. You are alone. You hear the quiet patter of rain on your windowsills. You have 20 minutes until your date arrives. What should you do? They speak Chinese. You want to impress them with your Mandarin reading skills. You've been brushing up on your speaking with lessons for the last few months in anticipation of this moment. You take out your phone but hesitate to download an app that others have told you will change the way you learn. What was it again? What was the word? Ah, yes. Skritter. Will it help me learn how to recognize characters?
Yes.
A voice whispers. Will it help me remember?
Yes.
The voice says. You download it. It's free. Why not, you say to yourself. You load up a Mandarin Monkey word deck from the podcast and begin to use your finger in the correct stroke order. It's exciting. It's sticking. You are remembering. But then... Uh-oh. They're here.
大家好，欢迎来到 Mandarin Monkey 广播时间。
Hello and welcome back to the Mandarin Monkey Podcast, episode 147.
147。
对呀，我的名字是小小廖。
我的名字是小小兵。
Are you? Really? 小小兵 Is that the thing you could think of?
对啊，要小小什么？什么是小小廖？
小小廖 It was literally just 3 words that came to my head as I was looking at the monitor back there. Just thought, 小小廖. I was thinking 小廖廖. It's kind of what we do, isn't it? Really, kind of. Well,
我觉得你喜欢大大廖，不是小小
I do like Dada. Yeah, 对啊，小小廖. I wonder why I should have picked a better name. I said I didn't pick my name. I didn't pick my 中文名字，所以I had 没有选择，不是我的选择，是我的老师的选择。She just
很棒
asked
的
me.
名字啊。
What 唐明威 yeah, it's a very like. Oh, I can't hear it. Isn't it?
失败了2次。
It's a very sort of powerful name.
对啊，不错啊。
But I didn't choose it. But that's okay because I wouldn't have been able to choose it anyway at that point because I didn't know any
自己
Chinese.
选很危险欸，自己选的话，你会选到一些很奇怪的字。
Well, okay. Yeah, it's dangerous to pick your own name because you don't know. You could say like the G-type, like you could be called chicken soup or something.
对
Yeah.
对啊，而且还有就是一些小小的规则，小小的 rule。像有些人会有6个名字，他的中文名字会有6个字。
Oh yeah.
6 words，
Yeah,
真的就很奇怪。
Yeah.
因为我们中文字就是只有3个字而已。
Although I mean, we've talked about this before, but I've got students and I've known people who have 2 words. Two words as opposed to.
But that still makes sense. 就是2个字或3个字的。但是有些人就是会直接 translate the names， 然后就变成6个字，有点长。
So, but
就变成日文
6 is too long.
名字。
Do you know a name with six words?
我听过蛮多的啊。
Give me an example. Do you know? Can you give me an example? 你可以吗？
没办法，我不记得。像 Alexander 这个名字，有些人他就会翻成亚历山大，然后什么什么 that will be the surname 什么什么这样。所以就变成5个字6个字。太长了。
Yeah, it's too long, isn't it? Well, I mean, 我的名字是 Tom anyway, but 汤明威是我的中文的名字。你可以叫我 Tom， 因为 it's 比较容易。
真的比较容易。
Yeah. Just call me Tom because that's my name. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are not, welcome back.
欢迎大家。
I know I do this a lot and I'm going to do it again because we get a lot of new listeners. So I've got to explain if this is the first time you're listening to us. Essentially, what's going to happen is Eula's going to speak Chinese for
我说中文
basically 95% of the podcast. And I will, in fact, speak 英文 or English for like 90-95% of the podcast. 为什么？
因为如果 Yula 讲话你觉得我很奇怪很像外星人的话呢 Tom 可以帮我翻译
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah,
然后你就可以 follow 我们的对话这样
our conversation. So essentially, if you think if you're listening to Yula speak throughout this podcast and you think, she sounds like an alien, the reason I'm here is to help translate or just to keep everybody on topic with what we're talking about.
对啊，如果你就是 off the topic all the time, 你就会没有动力想要听广播了。
Yeah, but just to make super clear, I will not translate what she's saying all the time. This is 不是我的工作. We're here just to have a chat because 我们真的喜欢聊聊. And hopefully, the point in this podcast is kind of a little bit, it's like it's edutainment. So it's kind of it's education. You're listening to Yula, the ebbs and flows of the Chinese language. Get understanding the melody. Maybe you pick up a few words, but hopefully you're entertained with the topic of conversation as well. So you don't get frustrated and bored because you think, I'm studying Zhongwen again. Pen. Do you know what I mean? It can become a bit, So what I was going to say to you today, one shout out. I just want to make a quick shout out to Justin.
Justin
对啊，因为今天 Justin commented on one of our latest podcast, I believe, 146. The twang, what was it called?
团听 tong.
Yeah, but the title of it was called that funking twang or something.
有吗？
Oh yeah.
我只有看到 thumbnail.
Massive twang or something. I can't remember what I called it. Anyway, but Justin commented saying that he's listened to our woman the Guanbo很多 and he likes what we do. Sorry, my voice was dying. And he's interested in getting private lessons, but he didn't want to sound stupid. And the reason I wanted to mention this is obviously to say hi to Justin. Hi, Justin. Thanks for letting yourself be known. We always enjoy knowing our listeners. And two, because he made a good point. 他不要让 he doesn't want to feel like 感觉很 or to be made to feel 感觉很笨 but from
什么意思？
如果他用中文 he doesn't want it to be made to be feel stupid.
为什么呢？
我会解释 now. So I think this is a really important point, 很重要的point to make because a lot of people fear learning and fear getting like private lessons or group lessons or coming to hangouts or something like that, or making themselves known because they'll feel stupid saying something in Zhongwen, maybe getting it wrong, and people will be, I guess in their sang they'll think, they're going to laugh at me if I speak. If I say 我是 Tom and I get the tones wrong or the pronunciation wrong, people are going to laugh at me.
不会啊
Right? So if like what I was trying to
I don't
explain,
think that will happen.
No.
Justin.
Well, okay, one thing is obviously in private lessons it's 只有你跟老师, so obviously there's going to be no one's judging you in that.
当然不会啊。
你有一个老师，你是学生，you have to get things wrong. I mean, and it's the teacher's job
对啊
to help you get it right, not to ridicule you.
对啊
So-
如果你很 perfect 你很完美的话那我们要老师干嘛呢？
对, and I said to him, I said to Justin as well, listen through the podcast and look how many times I've sounded stupid or I've got the Zhongwen wrong or whatever it is. And you kind of just got to move through it. You just got to kind of plow through it. It doesn't matter. Now, getting embarrassed with one person in front of you, you need like maybe 你的老师 or 你的朋友 or maybe you're in a group or something. That's pressure, right? I have to look stupid in front of thousands of people. Right? It's a little bit different. No, but still, I move through it, right? And just carry on, and then you'll correct me or whatever, or
对啊
and then we'll move on with it. That's fine. 这是
人生
Yeah.
这是人生你只要做错你犯错又没关系而且是犯错是最好的学习机会啊
对
That's the best learning chance opportunity
Yeah, if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn anyway.
其实在台湾因为在中国如果他们看到外国人他们 brave enough 如果他们真的很勇敢他们会跟你说英文 even though 他们的英文 doesn't make sense 他们还是会很喜欢跟你讲，那他们就不会觉得很尴尬，他们不会觉得这个外国人会笑我，但是他就只是他们想要表达他们的 friendly， 他们想要就是跟你有一个很好的互动的那个 interaction，所以他们会还是很愿意会喜欢跟你说英文，但是他们的英文是 doesn't make sense to you。
对，我想如果我跟 like 台湾人说话，然后他们试试看用英文，我的 reaction 不是他们很笨，I just 我试试看 like understand他们的意思。I'm not at all thinking, oh, this person's dumb. I'm just thinking, like, what are you trying to say? Like, do you mean this? And I know, like, in people's heads, because this is a fact, by the way, your imagination is 10 times worse than the actual 情况 or状况 the situation is, so obviously I'm going for a bumoscopy in a week. I'm going to go see a doctor and then maybe get a bumoscopy. And in my imagination, the camera is this thick and it's like a fireman's hose, and they're going to put like a cinema camera on a thing, and
don't go, everybody. Don't leave us.
And
don't turn off the podcast.
And it'll be up there for 7 hours, and they'll have to stitch me up. That's in my mind, right? But the actual, when I went for the endoscopy, my imagination was like, okay, oh my God, this is going to be a thing. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to try and pull it out. It's going to be so uncomfortable. I'm going to feel pain. I'm going to feel nauseous all the time. But actually what happened was I just went to sleep and I woke up and something happened. 不知道那是什么 and 然后我起来
然后就没事了
and then that was it.
对啊
there was no big problem, and I'm sure actually in my back of my mind my bumoscopy is going to be the same. Is it colonoscopy? I'm just calling it a bumoscopy 因为我真的喜欢开玩笑a bumoscopy. That's a good word for it, isn't it? Bumoscopy. And it is, because that's where it goes.
好的
I don't have a sound effect for that, so I'm going to make one in my mouth.
不见了
Yeah? You should have to speak a little bit. You need to speak into it. What was it? Oh yeah, and learning's the same. So and learning's the same. So you think to yourself, right, I'm going to go and see like a 中文老师 and 他会上我很笨 like 他会 judge me 他会上我的中文不好 but and I know it sounds stupid, doesn't it? It sounds stupid as a learner thinking the teacher's gonna think I'm stupid.
我懂
你知道我的意思
对
但是他的工作是教你
对啊
So actually the more of the pressure's on the teacher than on the student because you can sit there and you just need to absorb and then kind of repeat what they're saying and do the drills, do the exercises, take on the information, learn
对啊
and then do the 功课 do the homework
功课好重要
It's important, right?
对真的很
but
重要
not as important as
我觉得这还是最重要的
habit
对
which we're developing
是
something on, right?
对啊
which we're
很
developing
多
something on.
其实很多就是like 80% of my students 在我们的课堂上面他们都会就是想要讲一个字比如说我会说 yesterday 怎么说他们会 maybe say 今天然后他们可能看我的脸就觉得怪怪的 like did I do it wrong?
Yeah,
Did I
yeah.
say wrong? Like this is the end of the world.
It's okay
其实
though.
OK
对啊
没关系呀对呀
That's the point.
或者是如果你的 tone 不对或者是我们可能不知道 just that moment I didn't understand what you say 我会试着想要去想你是什么意思我会试着想要去懂你在讲什么但是那个 pause 那个 silence 是会让学生觉得很尴尬的
Yeah.
It's that silence, it's that pause 但是我觉得 I don't think you should take it so serious 因为你是学生啊
Yeah.
没有一个學生是不能犯錯的 Okay, no student doesn't make mistake
Yeah.
Does that mean all student makes mistake?
No
student doesn't make mistake.
Yes.
对啊，因为你就是学生，你要学啊。那如果你讲的很 perfect 中文，那你就不是学生。
对如果你 make mistakes 在英文你感觉很笨吗
不会啊，我就会说什么
It's the same thing.
所以呢
I've made throughout these 147 episodes, I've made a bunch of mistakes in Zhongwen. Bunch. You've also made a bunch of mistakes in English.
当然呢、
But
当然对，
who cares?
没有人会在
But
意。
if you do, you shouldn't. Because if you do, you're learning wrong. You're doing it wrong.
对啊，对啊，我觉得要有自信，然后你要去想说 I'm learning a totally different language. I am better than anyone else now.
Well, hang on a minute. 我知道你的意思，但是
我的意思是说，
你的 just 是
不是
特别，
不是 I am better than，就是 I'm brave.
Yeah, I think
I'm brave enough to step out
我上
that comfort zone.
对，那我知道你的意思。我上你的意思是 ，if 如果 someone judges you, yeah, 如果他们上 like if I went down the street and I talked to a Taiwan 人 in a bike shop or something, and 我不知道怎么讲something in, you know, I don't know, a part of my motorbike or something. I don't know what the exhaust pipe is or something. And I'm trying to explain that the exhaust pipe is broken. And they are judging me thinking I'm dumb. Let's try and reverse the situation and have them explain to me how to fix my bike in English.
对啊
Because I guarantee they won't be able to do it.
没办法
So they won't even be able to come close. At least I'm trying in the local language to try and explain, you know, what the one or whatever. But that's what you mean, isn't it? Like you're already doing something awesome.
真的
So if anyone does start judging you or think you're stupid because you got the wrong word or the wrong tone or something like that,
这是那个人的错 that person's problem 不是你的
they have
问题
a 个性的问题，
对啊
不好的态度 a bad attitude. But 但是 Mandarin Monkey 没有 literally promise you obviously there's dozens and dozens of people within our support community, our Patreon community, and YouTube community, and you know, Twitter and lots of others, and no one judges anyone like that.
没有
You won't see one comment that will say, actually, you're wrong. You should be using this. That's not how it works. But that's not just for Justin. I'm saying that because I've personally felt that in the past.
我也是啊
Yeah, you too, right?
我也有外国的老师像我那时候12岁的时候我就必须要在补习班跟一个美国的英文老师用英文上课你知道 to a child how terrified it is
Yeah, terrifying.
很可怕而且是 like no if I didn't have the Chinese teacher I didn't have a Taiwanese teacher to ask what he meant 就是我要跟一个美国的老师 native speakers 不会说中文我要跟他用英文对话好可怕
It really is.
对啊而且你知道那种感觉你知道那种可怕然后不敢说英文的感觉所以学语言真的就是你要去 conquer 那个墙
对呀
The wall,
yeah.
对，你要去想想，我现在正在做一件很棒的事情，就是我在试着学一个不同的语言。
对，
你已经很棒了。
Actually, and also I think also we've talked about this before, and I think one of the things is accepting the fact. Some people learn languages and they're not fully committed. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems with learning it and why it will take you so long. If you're fully committed to doing it, you'll do something about what you're learning every day.
真的
Every day you'll do something. It can be a small something, but you improve a little bit every day. You don't have to go and study for 5 hours and learn 60 words a day and go to university and study for your master's or your PhD and become Dr. Chinese. You don't need to do that. You can study for 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, you know, with an app or whatever it is, and just improve one little thing about it. You know, learn one sentence. Get 1% better a day.
真的
And you'll make it, and eventually you will see marked improvement. You can see it, right?
一定会
And yeah, and as long as I think you're on that path, the problem is skipping days. Like if you've noticed on our calendar, on our wall, I write C and F.
对
Do you see that?
有啊
你知道什么意思吗？
不知道啊
Okay, so I write C and F. So what that is that's for me personally, right? So C stands for Zhongwen, for Chinese. and F stands for flutter. 我的鼻妈. So every day, what I'm trying to do is look at something, research something on Flutter, look at something on Zhongwen, practice a little bit of Zhongwen, you know, because obviously 我的情况是不一样 with my 英文, like 每天我需要用英文, so with 我们的孩子, and then you also use 英文 with our kids as well a lot of the time now.
对啊,
so
因为他们真的需要英文
because they need the input, which but reduces my use of Zhongwen 很多. So you know, I found my listening. I've talked about this before. My listening goes way up. Like I can understand. I now can understand more than I speak, and I can clearly notice it. Like it's noticeable to me that I can understand more than I can speak now. Like I'll pick up whatever your mum's saying.
对啊,
but I may not be able to like recall the word to say it. You know what I mean?
懂我懂
很奇怪的。
就是 comprehension 就是你都知道，虽然就是一个句子里面 maybe 有一个两个或三个单字你不懂，但是你知道的这是什么意思，就是你知道这个人他要说什么。
Yeah.
对。
So I mean, I'll get it. I mean, anyway, that's for me. But on the thing, I put C. So I'd like to do something little about, maybe be an app or have, talk to you in Zhongwen maybe when the kids aren't around or whatever, or try and have a conversation between us two. And then the Flutter side, I will try and, because we're building obviously Mandaboo and with Darian, and I'll try and do something every day. It doesn't have to be like some, build a new screen or whatever, but I will research something that I'm going to do tomorrow, and that counts. So I'll put an F on the page, and I'll try not to break the habit. I'll try not to have a blank day, and I do. I've been doing this record thing now for 2 months now, just trying to learn a little bit more about habits and habit building, and trying to be better at doing something consistently. And it's
很难
It's hard.
很难，我懂。
It's hard. Like we've talked about it before, but 应该我们会去睡觉，但是 like before 我们要读书 or whatever, 我们要看书, and we should do that. 每天 we should read.
对啊，可是你的生活一定不是只有看书或是学习，就是你要工作，你有家人，你有很多事情，然后 after a long day 你就会觉得我真的只是想要休息，我不想要做其他事情，我只是想要就是赶快去床上躺着睡觉，我也不想要看书，对，所以那个小小的 thought on I will do it tomorrow. 我明天会做。
这是的问题，这是的问题，这是的健身房的问题 as well.
健身房对。
健身房 I'll do it tomorrow. No. 我们会去 tomorrow. That's fine.
对，没错，这是真的是要 push 自己，就是说不要去想我明天会做，因为你只要有你只要有在想我明天会去做，你明天不会做，因为你明天也会想我明天在做。然后明天再想我明天会去做，但你永远都不会做。
And then you never do it. That's the thing. And I've noticed like your habits are kind of interesting.
我吗？
对 the way you form habits kind of interesting. Like you're 很紧绷 for a very short period of time, and then you kind of fluff off.
什么意思 ？fluff off？ 听起来我好像羽毛。
No.
Sound like I'm a feather 或什么就是。
Yeah, no. You kind of just fluff off into the distance. No, you like for example, like this like this book, right? You'll read the book. What did that like? 现在你想 like 应该它 the end of her 书变很无聊，一点点不无聊。
对。
但是你需要完成那本书 because you haven't achieved it until you finished it.
对啊。
Right, I'm super excited about starting my new books. I've got like 4 or 5 books queued up ready to finish. Right, I just want to finish this book I've got, but to start the ones I'd.
真的。
Yeah, I want to start those ones. I'm super excited. I'm excited about reading the next one, but I'm not super excited about finishing this one I'm reading now. I've been reading that one for like a month.
你说很厚那一本吗？
So yeah, it's a really thick one. It's a really big book, but
超厚的。
No, I could have finished it, but I haven't been reading consistently at night. Instead, maybe I've been watching a video on my phone, which is 很笨. This is a stupid habit, isn't it? To watch your phone at night, and you do it as well.
对啊。
And you shouldn't. You should read. It's better for your brain, right? And your eyes help you sleep.
对啊。 对啦，就是习惯嘛，就是 habit 习惯这个东西真的是很重要。你如果没有了习惯之后，你就会发现我好像做什么事情都不是那么的 effective， 就是没有就是没有用，就是觉得我好像进步的很慢很慢。那你要想想看，你是不是真的每天都有花15分钟到20分钟在练习你的中文？因为就算1%，就像 Tom 讲的1% 的进步也是一个进步。You are better than。You
were
yesterday. You are 1% better than yesterday. 这是很棒的感觉，因为在1个月过后，就是 30% better than last month. 这听起来很多
this is the thing, right?
对啊
100. So you start tomorrow and you do one little thing to improve yourself, but you make sure that you take notes and you measure what you've done. Like on the calendar, I've done today. I've achieved. I've learned this sentence. Bingo. I'm 1% better than I was. And then in 100 days, you're 100% better than you were 100 days ago.
对呀
Right. And then in a year, you're over 300% better than you were,
对呀
a year ago. And it's but when you think about it, only just 1%, 2 years later, the growth is huge. Because now you're over 700% better than you were on that first day. Because you've improved that little bit, but I mean, everyone thinks, "Oh shit, I've got to get by the HSK books 1 to 6, and I've got to study all of the words every day, and I've got to copy them down, the characters 20 times every single day, 6 hours every day if I can. I don't need to. I'll go to sleep at 4 in. I'll go to work at 8, and then I'll come back and I'll study for another 6. You don't need to.
太累了啦！你不是学生，你不需要 to pass a test or to get a certificate. You don't need that stress. 所以你不需要，因为这些 stress 这些压力会给你会 down level your motivation. 它一定会让你觉得这实在是太累了，我不想做，太累了。
So it's actually that you made a really good point. That's a good point. And about motivation.
对啊，因为 this happened to me.
This is also very, very important. But like you need to continue to have that. And enjoyment, fun whilst doing it is so important.
对啊
Like I'm learning coding, right? 我是编码 But also 我上编码是很兴奋 because it's exciting to me. Because我改东西 I'm building something. I'm building something that's going to help people.
对呀
And I'm developing a skill while I'm doing it. And 中文's kind of the same.
对
You know,
每一件事情
but you should try and have a 目标 at the end of your learning. Like what's your goal? And one of those goals, I think one of the really awesome things is I'm going to become bilingual. It's the person you're going to become. As opposed to, do you know what? 我知道这是很难的主题，但是 if you're learning something, 如果你学东西 你会变 a certain person. Like 我学编码所以我会变编码师。
对啊
I'll become a developer.
对
Once I've finished this app with Darian and we maybe move on to another one, in a couple of years, I then become like a legitimate developer then. I can develop apps. That's a cool skill to have. People who are learning who want to become bilingual. I want to become bilingual. Dan, well, actually all of our patrons, they're all bilingual because they all speak Zhongwen. But
对啊
that's a thing to become. You're becoming a personality, right?
对啊
That's perhaps a better motivation than having none at all. Than I just want to learn it for fun, or because I think you'll run out of motivation if you're just doing it for fun. I'm doing it out of interest for the Zhongwen language. I don't think it's a strong enough 目标.
会吗
Because if you run out of interest, I'm not interested anymore. I like Japanese now. Do you know what I mean?
我懂
Well, like 我们的目标 like 我们的动力是应该我们的目标是爱 like love.
对
That's not going to run out very quickly.
不会
So
因为你每天都需要啊
right. So I mean, one thing I can tell you, guys and girls out there, if you want to learn Zhongwen quickly, 你需要找a 中文 speaking partner. 但是 make sure 他们不会说英文 or they speak very, very little 英文。So you have to learn how to speak 中文。
真的真的。
It then becomes imperative that you learn
对
consistently。
这是一个非常like 比较怎么讲？我也不知道中文要怎么说。就是比较 harsh way，但是不是 harsh， 就是会 push 你很快的一个方法。
Yeah, it's
对
，it's like an intense, like it's
对，非常的紧绷，非常的挫败。
Yeah,
会很挫败，因为男朋友、女朋友，你们最需要的就是沟通， you need communication。但是如果这个 communication bridge 它是没有那么的好，it's broken， 那你们两个就会觉得 like。How do we do this？
我要解释，对，我的问题是
是这个，
我要告诉你，
对，
不知道怎么讲，
对。
You know, I've got one leg. I need to tell you that I've got one leg, and I need to know if you're okay with me having one leg. Because we've been on video and you can't see me that I've got one. You know, I just need to explain this to you. Are you okay with me having one leg? But I don't know how to say it. Do you know what I mean? It's true, right?
Okay, 好。
Well, no, because I'm saying, like, I mean, 以前我们有一样的问题 not that we have 一个脚 but we have two legs. We both have two legs.
我们两个以前的问题就是我们常常在聊自己的感觉的时候，我们都很挫败。
Yeah. It was very frustrating because we're both trying to communicate. We had lots of sort of like 很紧绷的情况 like intense situations. Whereas 我需要解释 like 我的问题 and Yula was trying to explain her like 她有很多麻烦 and 她的家人 you know, blah blah all this kind of stuff. And we had to try and communicate that through just pushing kind of both languages and trying to understand, and there's a lot of body language and a lot of dictionaries and
还有挣扎 the struggling.
Yeah. And it's just you know, love's is intense and a bit of a struggle for Ian, but it's a great motivator to push through it.
对啊，你只要坚持住就好了。
And now we have 2个孩子。
对啊。
So we pushed through it.
对啊。
And now we are where we are, and now I think now we can pretty much, you know, effectively communicate our feelings. I think we've, you know, any issues. I mean, you know, we've been through stuff like the visa problem was just is still like, you know, and you know, 如果我们住在台湾还是英国 that decision still has to be made. We've gone through so much shoes, so many shoes with this visa problem. And we've had to communicate through the whole thing. 我需要解释这个问题我的政府的问题 blah 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 护照的问题 and then we've done all that. We've gone through that hard stuff already, and
真的
and marriage and kiddies and
对啊，生小孩啊，像第一次在英国生小孩，我什么都不懂。
对
来 medical English 我也没有办法，我就只能从 Tom 这边学。
Actually, medical 中文没有办法，你 even you like.
但是我觉得很重要，像 epidural was so important to me. 但是我没有办法用我的英文去讲 epidural 这个东西。
Yeah.
所以我那时候也就是当你跟那个 midwife 在讲 epidural 的 birth preference 什么的 I couldn't get involved 我没有办法但是就是需要帮忙然后我也只能在旁边听 I could only just listen然后 to figure out afterwards 但是就是身为一个 as a mom as a pregnancy woman 你需要的是休息需要的是放松
That's the thing, right?
对你没有办法就是很 stressful 就是在一个怎么办我不知道发生什么事情我也不知道我的孩子要怎么出生我就只能 rely on Tom 这个人 对那好可怕这是一件可怕的事情哦
And this is the thing and I think there's a double很特别的situation with Ian I think in either country right because if 如果你
最可怕的时候
对 and even it's not even just about你的like your speaking skill or 你的听力 or listening skill or anything like that, 如果你很担心，你的语言 goes out the window.
真的
Like it doesn't matter. Like 如果我想我的中文很好 and 我听得懂他 if 如果我很担心 like 我的中文会 go out the window because 现在 I'm anxious and my brain and yours too, right?
对
and
一定
it flips back to your like
你的母语
yeah, your mother tongue.
你一定会想要用你的母语去讲去告诉别人你的心情你的感觉还有你的问题是什么
Yeah, so it's just like click and you're like, okay, now I have to speak to you in this language because I'm scared
对
and I don't know what's going on. Can you tell me what's going on?
对
You don't, and even if they say something, so I totally understand what you're saying.
对啊
And you're scared, but 但是我会说，在英国他们让我 like 他们让我们 like 一起去 like I can support 我可以支持你。
对对哦对对对
And I can, I can 轻手 and I can come in and they'll say to me, okay, so or they'll ask you ready for the epidural? Do you want an epidural? This kind of stuff. Can you can you sit up and just bend over? And I'll say, I can explain that to you, and you did. And they gave you a little injection, numbed you up, did all their thing, and you were just so brave, and and you really were. And I was shocked, and we were so tired, and and you laid down, it was all fine, and you were very brave about it, and you really didn't know what was going on. They had this big sheet that was up here, and I was right next to you all the time going like this, and I was looking around and seeing what he was doing and that kind of stuff, and then there was nurses hovering around all the time, and it, a few however many, I don't know how long it was, because
大概10分钟吧
it was like 10 minutes.
Carry 10分钟就
They kind of did some tests on you, said like, can you feel this, can you feel that?
对对对
And you're like,
对真的
no. So sometimes like
I still remember that part. I still remember that part when they gave me the epidural. 然后我就要开始，他们就要等嘛，等我就是没感觉，我才要他们才会do the surgery. 但是你知道 to me, I was like, wait, just wait. I'm not ready yet. Just wait. 然后他们一直想要 to test me, to ask me, 你准备好了吗？准备好了吗？ And I was like, no, 没有，不好，我还没有准备好。但是actually I was ready, my body was ready, 但是我的心还没有。
It was, yeah,
我的心还没有，对，因为这是我的第一次，我第一次生小孩，我第一次有医生要拿着一把刀在我肚子上面划开。
Okay, he didn't show you the knife though, did he?
没有，但是你会自己想，你会自己想象，就是医生要拿着刀子把你的肚子切开，然后把 baby 拿出来。How can I be ready? 我没办法准备好。对，但是我觉得就是那种可怕语言，因为你的语言你没有办法跟他讲说我还没有准备好，我也不知道为什么我还没准备好，但是我就是还没准备好。
No.
对，但是他们就是没办法听得懂。
But they did like, they pricked your feet and stuff, and they were like, can you feel that and stuff? And actually they put like the catheter in, like your wee thing and stuff like that, and you didn't feel any of it. I know that's a bit of information, but sorry, people who are squeamish about medical things, but if you have a child, that's what they have to do. Otherwise, you might wee yourself.
对啊
but they did all that, and then she was out in like 10 minutes, and she went and got cleaned up, and she, did the crying thing, whatever, and they put her on your chest, and that was all lovely and everything else, and then they wrapped her up and put her in a little box or whatever they put her in. Can't remember. It was like a little, it's like a little. Not a box, but now this is the difference is obviously here and before we've explained this before.
在台湾不一样。
Yeah, 他们不让你 like woman 一起去 that is 不能 like they don't let you in Taipei.
我记得好像全台湾吧，好像只有台北 I mean 好像只有台北他们会让你进去。
And even in Taipei, it has to be like a specific hospital that they let you go in there each other. But in our local area, in our city, they don't let you do that in any hospital. So I couldn't keep her company. So I'm sitting outside a ward, and Euless, and obviously I gave her a kiss and said, you're going to be fine and whatever. And Euless, but you're going to be fine. There's a big difference between someone saying, you're going to be fine, I'll see you in an hour. Right, giving you a kiss and off you go in your, with your bum out in your little dress because you're going off for a...
My bum wasn't out.
Because that's what they do, because you get naked, don't you? And then you put on the thing.
对啊，但是没有人可以看得到我的屁股啊。
but usually your bum's out.
什么意思？
And then you waddle off with your bum out and your slippers on. And I say goodbye. And the difference is, right, there's a big difference between me saying, hey, goodbye, you're going to be fine, right? And then obviously you're shitting yourself. I'm shitting myself because I'm like, I want you to be fine. I want you and the baby to be fine. And I don't know, from now on, from this point now, I don't know if you're both going to be okay.
对
And obviously it's at that point where the Yuan goes,
不见了
see ya, Zhongwen. See ya. So even the simple things like, you know, like
我的老婆在哪里？她好不好？这种
the 护士会说, you know, 不要担心.
对
I'll be like,
Yeah, sure.
what? What? Is someone dying? Are they dying now? What is that? Do you mean, what is there blood? Is there blood now? Do you know what I mean? It just, for some reason,
忘记，你会忘记，真的。
Your mother tongue comes, you know, so,
真的。
you know, I have to sit outside the main room, the office, and then they wheel the thing, and the whole story. I've done the story before.
对啊，
But
但是我可以说，在英国跟在台湾虽然有不一样，但是我觉得我反而在 before giving birth 我会比较放松，在台湾我比较放松，因为我知道我讲的所有事情医生听得懂。
yeah.
而且我是那个肚子被切开的那个人，所以我只要说我可能我有什么任何的问题，我想吐，我觉得不舒服，我都可以跟医生说，他们也都会帮我。所以那个感觉是不一样的，就是他会问我说你准备好了吗？我就觉得 OK， 我应该准备好了。在那个时候我知道那个不一样，在英国我不是这么想。
Did they test you with the epidural? So 我有个问题 when you had the epidural in Taiwan for Mason, did they say
没有
are you ready?
都没有
Just nothing. So they just gave you the epidural, you felt cold.
对，然后我就跟他们讲说我很冷，他们就给我一个灯，一个 like 我不知道什么灯，但是他们就给我一个灯，
A light that warms
对，
you up.
然后2个灯，
Like a turtle.
对，真的就是红色的灯。
Yeah.
橘色、红色的灯，然后一个不够，我就说我还是好冷，再来2个还是好冷，他们就给我第3个在后面。They even put like a silver cover around me.
Yeah.
就是很像那种 emergency.
Yeah, it's like a
wrap.
It's like a fire blanket thing. It's like isn't it? It's like I know what you're saying.
对，他们也放在我身上，我就觉得。at least 我知道我讲什么，他们知道我需要什么，就是感觉是不一样的。就是 second time I got ready quite quickly.
Yeah.
对啊。
But you said obviously there was the difference in pain.
哦，那个是不一样，对，就是 like physical 不一样。
They use a different technique
对
to do the thing.
好痛哦，真的好痛。
And I don't understand because it's the same procedure. It's the same thing they do. An epidural is the same procedure, but they just use different, or they don't use something that they use.
我觉得他们没有用麻醉剂，我觉得他们没有。
Ask them, say, give it to me. Like for my bumoscopy, I won't do it unless they just put me out. Just put me asleep. If they go, oh no, you're going to be awake during. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're going to give me my 麻醉剂 over and put me sleepy sleeps. I want to go sleepy sleeps for about 8 hours.
那我要在医院8个小时在等你起床。
I want to wake up with some slippers and a pipe. Next to a fire with a cat on my lap. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Thanks. I'd like to wake up in comfort if I can. Yeah. So, anyway.
我们的人生其实 is very exciting, 很有趣，很刺激。
Yeah.
就是你在一些不知道发生什么事情的状况下，你要做一些很可怕的事情。
Yeah. It's always a thing. I mean, any operation I've ever had, and I think you had 2 operations in England.
对，一个是生小孩，一个是眼睛。
Yeah, 眼睛。
对啊。
Can't believe we did that.
为什么？
It's amazing. What they did was amazing.
对。
Like to your face. I don't know how much that would have cost here, but probably
很多。
a lot.
对啊。
And the doctor, Dr. Bacon.
对，培根老医生。
对啊，他的名字是
好可爱的名字。
Dr. Bacon. Great. And she was a surgeon as well. So she saw Eula. Actually, we saw her 中国人吗？ there was a doctor we saw 眼镜的医生。
没有，我们3次，第一次是 Dr. Bacon，然后第二次是他是 ABE。
She's ABE. Oh no, she was a
不知道，不是 ABE，
an EBC. An English-born
对
Chinese.
啊，对 EBC
Or a BBC, a British-born Chinese. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
对 ，anyway，他的家人会说中文，但他不会说中文。
Yeah, that was it.
对，然后再来第3次还是培根医生。
Yeah.
对，所以我们有3次的那个会议。
But Bacon was also the surgeon, right?
对，他是。
Yeah, and she did. I mean, guys, you don't understand, and I'm sure we've told this story before, but give us a break. It's 147 episodes.
怎么了？
You got an injection in your eye.
哦，对，
Ouch.
在哪里呀？下面还是上面
You had one under and then
哦，
one over.
对，
One under, one over.
哦，好痛哦！我记得
I was like,
I didn't expect that.
And they did that in front of me whilst I was wheeling you down to the surgery room. I actually wasn't allowed in that room, but I was allowed to come with you on the bed until the door surgery room. And then they did the injection while I was there, and that was one. I was like, do you know what I mean? My face, I was like, oh no, in the eye.
Yeah.
It wasn't the eyeball; it was like the eyelid, but still like one
还是
there
很痛
and one there.
对对
But the
对
result is basically invisible.
对啊，
And
很
you
棒
had you had a little dissolvable stitches, didn't you?
对啊，我的问题是因为我的bottom eyelash 下眼睫毛，就是我的眼睫毛是往里面
对呀
长的，所以我的眼睫毛都是在 rub 我的眼球，rub 就是在磨我的眼球。
Yeah.
所以其实很多像我以前在10几岁的时候，我妈妈带我去做那个视力的检查。To do the eyesight exam, 的 check out，他们那些医生都说我的眼球其实都受伤了，就是我需要点那个 drops。
Yeah, you constantly, yeah, because they kept itching your. But they were saying eventually that you could go blind with this issue. They said that.
英国的医生有，台湾的医生没有。
Yeah, but
他们没有跟我说这件事情，所以我妈妈就觉得 OK， 好，没事，就是这样，就是我不会瞎掉。
现在就是你的生活。No, it's not though. There are answers, and you got one from Dr. Bacon.
对，可是台湾的医生没有这样跟我妈妈说，他们没有跟我妈妈说，我以后有可能眼睛会瞎掉，看不见。
Okay, but after that, you did see more doctors, didn't you, about it? In like you saw opticians and stuff.
对啊，
And they must have said to you, you do know.
你说在台湾吗
Yeah.
没有，都没有人说。
They didn't say, oh, by the way, you know your eyelashes are rubbing your eyes and you're going to go blind.
他们有说我的眼球是受伤的，但是他们没有跟我说 one day I will be blind， 没有这件事情。
Mental.
然后在英国，这个培根医生，我 someone 告诉我有可能眼睛会看不到，我才 realize really
Yeah,
有这么严重。So of course I want to do the surgery.
Yeah.
对啊，因为这个 surgery 这个手术不是因为我想要变漂亮，而是我不想要瞎掉。
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not about being pretty. Yeah, it's about not going blind.
对啊，很
Because they
可
were
怕
constantly. But honestly, it's crazy. You don't even. You can't. There's no. You don't even tell you at
对，它
all.
就是很自然的 very natural line on your.
It looks like a very thin.
因为你也有啊。
Yeah, but
每个人都有。
拉人。
不是每个人的眼睛下面都一定会有线，
对 like a little line.
它就是其中一个而已。
It's amazing, really.
对啊。
Yeah. So I mean, that was great, but you had an injection in your eye, and that made me really like. Because I wouldn't want to. Yeah. I think the eyes and testicles, they're the two places I don't want an injection. Like that's the only two places I think I don't want. I don't want. In 眼睛还是蛋蛋 that's not funny time. That's not fun times for Tom.
我尽量 I'll do my best not
对啊
let you
Yeah, not let me have that.
对
Yeah, don't let me have that.
对啊，但是我要讲的就是就是 compared to the first time，我觉得我的英文的 medical term 虽然没有很多，但是我至少知道 basic，但是 I went through a lot。We went through a lot. We went through a lot of conversation, communication. 然后试着再让我了解这些单字，我要表达的 the way I need to express myself， 这些都是很重要。It was a hard time。那现在我觉得我会比较舒服，就是如果我真的要有小 baby 的话，我会觉得我在英国不会害怕，我在台湾也不会害怕。
Yeah, because you know what the 什么办法 like you know sorry what the 方法
都一样，都可以
for in this 上下文 Okay, yeah, cool. There you go, Justin. You see, I don't feel stupid. I just have to ask a question. Is it this one or is it this one? And she said,
都可以
you can use them both. So, 没关系。
对啊。
If I said, 这个 flum, you'd be like, what do you mean? And I'd have to try and explain. What did I say the other day to you about that? I was trying to think of something.
循环
Is it 循环?
Circus 不是 circuit.
Oh, no, not vicious circle.
Vicious circle.
No. 循环. No. This was,
对啊，是循环。
this was like no, it wasn't that one. It was something else I was trying to explain, and I didn't know 我不知道怎么讲 or I forgot 我忘记 so I tried to explain it around another way.
对
It was just only recently.
是循
No, 不是循环 No, it wasn't a vicious circle. No, it was
因为你一直在说圈，然后我说
it was something to do with your head.
我的头
Yeah, it was something like
我的头
like,
怎么
what is it that you put on your head? I was trying to think of was it like a scrunchie or something? I was trying to think of the word for.
Squunchy.
Was that it? Okay, well, 忘记了 But anyway, because anyway, 你知道 like 英国的语言的方法 and you also know 中文的中国的 sorry
台湾的方法
yeah no 中国医院 the China Hospital.
我们中国医院它的名字是中国医药学院
Oh, sorry, that would be very confusing for people. Yeah, so in Taiwan, obviously 我们住在台湾，但是我们有医院，它的那个医院的名字是中国的
医药学院
Yeah, so it's called China Hospital.
对
So it's not.
对
We're not going to, anyway,
我们不是要去中国
Yeah, we don't have to go to China.
对但是我觉得状况因为 I have been through this 所以我知道会发生什么事情但是最重要的事情是我知道我要怎么告诉医生我知道我要怎么告诉护士我的感觉我觉得那个是最重要的因为你要告诉他们因为 physical feeling 是每一次都不一样
Yeah.
You might not feel sick this time, but you may feel next time.
Yeah.
但是你要有办法去告诉医生、告诉护士，我现在是什么感觉？我觉得这是很重要的。那我也做得到，我就觉得 OK, I can be ready， 因为我可以让你知道我是什么感觉。
Yeah.
对
Yeah, that's exactly.
对，就是沟通啦 ，communication 就是很重要。
I think that's it with the experience, isn't it? So I guess it would be. I'm assuming it would be something like skydiving. Like if you did it, you'd be shitting yourself the first time you did it. No, I don't want to. But yeah, I mean, actually, that's one thing in my life I'm never going to do.
我也是
I am never going to go skydiving. No.
那如果他们说，Tom，我给你$10,000，
No.
1万哦，$10,000， 你要做吗？
American?
对啊，
What, to skydive?
对，
No.
真的哦
No, 不够
，10,000不够
不够
，1万不够，那要多
It's
少
not enough. I mean, 10,000 would be, you know, we'd live probably for 2 months on that.
没有啦，$100,000呢，$10,000
Yeah.
2个月。
Yeah, so you'd have to 2,000 a month is like probably that's standard life, isn't it? I mean, that's our, you know. Anyway, so 10,000 would not be enough for me to shit myself all the way down.
那你觉得
2
他们
minutes.
要给你多少钱，你才会做？
哦，现在你问我很难的问题。
因为他们有可能会给你这笔钱，然后要你去 Tom 来，我给你这笔钱，然后你去做 skydiving。
What's the minimum?
对
The minimum amount.
对
$25,000.
，25,000这是25000。那也还好啊。我说1万 ，I said 10,000.
Yeah, so double that and 5.
I thought you were gonna say like 100,000 or something.
Nah, Because I could buy a Tesla with 25,000.
哦，真的吗
But they're making one. They're trying to make it. Yeah.
？Right， 所以你从天空上面跳下来，你要用这笔钱去买 Tesla。
No, I'd probably just take the 25,000 and hire someone to shoot the person who made me do it. No, I'd probably I'd probably invest in Tesla stock with all that money and say thank you and then never speak to the person who gave me that money again. I mean, I'd be obviously very, very grateful.
It can't be Kara though.
Yeah, I do like Kara. She's quite cool. But still.
Kara 说来Tom 我给你$25,000你去跳。
I'm not doing it. I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I'd probably invest that for the future. I think for our kiddies. We talked about this, didn't we? About investing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about Tesla. All right. I want to, but I'm not gonna. But we talked about investing, selling the house in the UK. Obviously, putting money up for. To rent a bigger place because we'd like to buy a bigger place, not buy.
应该是说有自己的花园。我觉得花园好重要。
But also, yeah, investing.
对
investing for the future for 我们的孩子 investing in stocks and shares so that we can grow. It makes more sense to invest just because if you put it in a bank, you get very little return for your money. It's a place to stick your money. So basically, in 10 years' time, your £50,000 or whatever, your $60,000-$70,000 If you put it in a bank account, it's still going to be that in 10 years' time. If you stick it in a bank, maybe obviously just maybe a little bit more. If you invest in sensibly in stocks in something that it could be exponentially bigger in 10 years time, which could send these little dudes to college if they want to go, or set them up with a car or whatever.
对啊，所以投资的 investment 就是我们下一步。Our next step.
So we're thinking about investment, renting a bigger place, and putting the whatever money we have left into Mandarin Monkey and try and build the business a bit bigger. Because guys, it's time to scale. 什么意思？ It's time to grow. 什么意思？ It's time to get bigger.
长大。
Yeah.
他在说的就是长大的意思。
Yeah, it's time to grow. It's time to get bigger. It's time to get some ideas together to start growing the channel. Obviously on YouTube, also on our other platforms, the 广播，
还有我们想要做的事情。
对，
我们想要做的 app， 我们想要做的第二个 app， 还有我们想要做的课程的
course. and our 产品, our products, and there's a few ways we can do that. We're obviously very open to ideas. So if you guys out there are in the marketing or small business growing market area, if that's your job, we'd love some advice. That'd be super cool. Chat at mandarinmonkey.com. That'd be awesome to hear from you if you have any advice for us to grow. One thing we don't do is actually advertise. So I know LinkedIn is hot property right now and it's quite cheap to advertise on, but it is B2B and we're B2C. What's that?
No, business to business. Business to customer. 谢谢。
Check her out though. Oh, baby.
我很性感。
真的喜欢 your knowledge on business. Yeah, like 我喜欢 Yeah, LinkedIn is B2B and we are obviously B2C at the moment. We could be B2B. Maybe that's a change, a pivot we need to make. I don't know. Anyway, 但是 Mandarin Monkey 需要 grow. We need to grow. And we need to think of ways of how to grow.
对啊。
Because otherwise we're going to stay at our current, we are growing, but it's just slow. It's organic growth.
对，这叫有机成长。
Oh, okay.
我们要快速成长。
对。Well, we need a part just so we've got organic growth growing from zero, which we started with a couple of years later, and we're still growing up. We're growing and growing, but we need something now to go whoop, and then to maintain that.
对。
just to push us to the next level. So, 我们需要想法. If you could give us some ideas, that'd be absolutely wonderful.
对呀，先谢谢你们。
对呀， we're definitely looking for that. What else? See, that's something Kara could help with for sure.
什么？
Something Kara can help with. Now, Kara, you are Thank you very much for investing, by the way, Kara. So Kara is actively trying to figure out Skritter. Because Kara's going to buy a membership for Skritter, which is super awesome. Thank you very much, Kara. And it's actually very good for your Zhongwen. I've explained this a bunch of times.
对，写中文很棒。
Yep. So she's going
练习
to
写中文。
she's going to click on the link, and I'll reference link below in the description. Actually, I've sent it to her via email, so she should know. And she's going to buy a subscription, and then she's going to enter the promo code Mandarin Monkey, get 10% off. Thank you very much, Kara.
对呀，好棒。
But Kara has also offered in the past very kindly
很慷慨的。
to come up, for us to come up with a business plan of sorts, present her with it, and then she will see what she can do in regards to sort of investing in Mandarin Monkey and see where we go. So maybe that's an option, and we are very 很感谢, we're very grateful for that offer, Kara, and we haven't forgotten. Woman 还是爱你. We haven't forgotten. We're just not sure exactly on what we would do with that investment right now. What the best investment to make is. Is it more teachers? Is it lots of advertising?
对，其实我们有很多很多的想法，但是我们还不知道就是哪一个是对的。
对 ，we're not sure which one is the right
对，
one.
所以我们还是在尝试。像现在你在做 app，
Yeah.
我们还有第二个想法。然后我现在在教学生，这是我的一个。然后另外我们还有做 course， 我们还有做课程，所以我们有很多的方向。We have many direction， 但是我们不知道哪一个方向是对的。
This is the thing.
对啊。
I think actually like one of 我们的问题是我们没有时间. That's one of the problems. We don't have time. 我们需要买时间.
买时间。
And we need to buy time in order to be able to do these certain things, which means we'd have to cut down your teaching, make you more available for stuff like guangao, presenting, champing, that kind of stuff, and get someone to help with the lesson plans and scheduling and some ideas and scripting and that kind of stuff. And for me, it would be to concentrate more on BMI instead of editing and other things and creating graphics and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the kind of thing, or maybe it's just smash a few $1,000s up an advertising machine and magic out a few a bunch of adverts for a few months. Maybe that will help us grow to a point. 我们不知道，但是我们需要 expand. 什么说 expand?
扩展。
什么说 grow?
成长。
Okay, sorry, 我们需要成长我们的工作，
我们的业绩，
公司，
让我们的公司成长。
Yes, okay, you got it.
对
，you got it. Well done.
谢谢
Good job. Good job.
谢谢你，谢谢你的称赞。
Yeah. Sorry, this has been a bit of a rambly one. This kind of started with you, Justin. So thank you very much for bringing that up. Actually, it was interesting because feeling stupid is such a common thing with
不要害怕，
with learners.
对，不要害怕。
But don't worry, I feel stupid all the time. No, sorry, that's the wrong way to put it. I say stupid stuff all the time, and you've got to get a point where you don't care. You just need to roll over it and think, who's judging? Like, what are people going to say? You don't know how to. All right, good luck, mate. So what? Hey, yeah. Justin, come and join us. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Mandarin Monkey. I've given you the link. Come and join a group lesson or a private lesson.
或是 Hangout 也可以呀 ，Hangout 你不仅可以在 Hangout 里面交到很多好朋友，你也可以跟我们一起玩学中文的游戏。
对呀。All right, let's go.
来吧
Let's go.
如果你们想要写信告诉我们所有 any 事情，你们可以写信到 chat@mandarinmonkey.com.
You certainly can. And you can get in contact with us for the app side of things if you're interested in joining us for development. We are looking into funding the development of the current app and the next app. So do get in contact with us, that's plural nerds at mandarinmonkey.com. If you, I've mentioned this before, would like to get involved with Skritter,
没错
you certainly can. Click on the link below. If you don't, don't worry about it.
Skritter 是让你可以学习怎么样写中文字的一个很好的 app， 所以如果你现在正在学习写中文的朋友们，我们真的 recommend you， 我们真的推荐你一定要下载 Skritter。
Yeah. Actually, it's legitimately outside of the advert thing. It's actually a really good app. It's a really good way to learn how to read and write 中文。
And 记得 promote code Mandarin Monkey， 你会拿到10% 的 discount.
Yeah. Mandarin Monkey promo code, you get 10% off everything you buy. www.mandarinmonkey.com. You can find our free lessons, our group lessons, and our Patreon links all on there, as well as the Skritter link. If you, other than that, we also have. Just to let you know, we also do loads of PDF downloads, Anki decks and that kind of stuff available on the website. Go and have a look at our content. You can certainly go and get it from anywhere. Join our mailing list. We love sending you useful stuff every few weeks. Other than that, 我们爱你们。
爱你们，谢谢你们收听，谢谢你们收看，希望你们今天都开心、健康、快乐。我们下次见喽，拜拜。